What is up, fellow bod modders? Bod Mod 102 in the house. And this week's topic is discrimination. This is something I know way too much about. I don't even know where to start with this one.
Why don't you start with the basics?
Good idea! Okay, first and foremost, you're gonna get discrimination if you have stretched ears, if you have tattoos. Most people fear what they don't know. What I've learned over the years is a lot of people really don't have any respect. Ballin'! So with that being said, basically the way I handle discrimination is if somebody gets too much for me, like if somebody starts going overboard, oh, why would you do that to yourself? It looks stupid on you, it makes you look ugly. Basically the way I handle it is I just turn a blind eye to it.
So what you're saying is you turn a blind eye to it?
That's right. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I've had tons of people come up to me and compliment me on my tattoos, compliment me on my ears. I've had tons of people be really nice to me. But then at the same time, you also have a lot of rude people that come up to you and basically, now I'm gonna put myself in somebody else's shoes. Now, if I see something that is quote-unquote different to me and I don't really understand it, I'm not gonna go up to the person and tell them, what do you have here, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna disrespect the person is what I'm trying to get at. If I don't know something, say like I've seen something that I've never seen before on somebody, most of the time, no, not even most of the time, 100% of the time, I'm not gonna go up to them and ask them, you know, what is that, why would you do that? My mama raised me with respect. But I've had many times people come up to me and tell me, why would you do that to yourself? It looks so stupid on you, you ruined your body forever. And honestly, what I do is if it gets too intense for me, if the person is like really up in my face and they're just trying to ruin my day basically, all I do is just turn around and ignore the person. Because trust me, fighting is not worth it. It's not worth it to get into a huge argument over something so stupid. What I recommend is you always be the better person. Show that the body mod community actually has respectful people in it and it's not this stereotypical kind of, it's filled with rude people, it's filled with badasses. I guess a lot of people just think just because you have tattoos and stretched ears or body modifications, piercings or whatever, people right away jump the gun and think, oh, he must be a bad person. He must have been raised by animals or something. Now I'm going to give you a few examples of when I was discriminated against. Now let me tell you ahead of time that every single time I leave my house, I'm basically discriminated against because somebody always has something to say about me, somebody always has something negative to say, but not everybody has something negative to say. A lot of times there's positive people out there that have positive things to say. Like I've had people come up to me on the street that didn't know about stretched ears. This is basically the first time they're seeing it, and they ask me about it. They say, oh, it looks good on you, this, that.
Of course it looks good on you!
Thanks, dude! Okay, back on topic. So I've had tons of people come up to me and tell me how good it looks on me, but then I also had a bunch of people tell me how ridiculous it makes me look stupid, it makes me look ugly, why would I ruin my body like that? Now, just to give you an example, I used to work as a cashier at a retail store. Basically, I'm not even joking, almost every person that came up to my cash would ask me about my ears. And a lot of them were really nice, and then at the same time, I also had a lot of people that were so rude to me. I had tons of people come up to me and say, oh, if I was your mother, I would disown you. It was terrible. I constantly get looks when I walk down the street. But you know what? I've kind of grown to like the attention. Like, most of the time it's not always negative attention, but a lot of times it is negative attention. Basically what I do is I feed off the positive attention, and in the end, it makes me a better person. Now, where I'm from, which is Toronto, it's not out of the ordinary for somebody to have stretched ears, to have tattoos. I mean, you go downtown Toronto, that's all you basically see. It's my home away from home! So here's my suggestion to you guys. What I basically advise you to do is if you see somebody being negative towards your body mods, I say you turn a negative into a positive. Don't let it bring you down. Never let it bring you down. If somebody gets too much for you, just turn a blind eye, don't even look at them, just ignore them, because sometimes if you be rude back, it could start into a fight and it's really not worth it. Say the person grabs you and rips your earlobe. I mean, with stretched ears, it's not that hard to rip, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you give her one good tug and that thing's gonna rip. Unless you have really thick lobes like mine. I'm just kidding, they're thinning out. So you guys always have to remember to be positive, turn a negative into a positive, and in the end it'll make you an even better person. Show that the body mod community has really good people in it. Let's try to change the way people look at us. Try to change the way people think about us. Try to change the way people talk about us. And honestly, together, I think if we're all, in general, really nice people, then people will start to realize that maybe this body mod thing isn't the stereotypical badass thing. It's not a bunch of punks who have it. It's not a bunch of rude people that have it. So I say together, we fight for our right
To party!
No. Together, we fight for our right for respect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like my video, subscribe to my channel, which is George Fantauzi. I'll have the link below. I guess this concludes our date. Till next time, I'm George Fantauzi. Keep modding in the free world. Alright, peace out. Later, guys.